Welcome to another episode of Crappy Movies Saturday. Now, this is a little late in the day because I've been doing a lot of stuff today because it's my first Saturday of my summer break and I'm planning on spending it wisely. But, of course, I'm not going to forget about my favorite segment. So, I was looking through Netflix as I always do for this, and I spotted a new movie that just came out that they actually put on there because it's so terrible that as soon as it came onto DVD, they put it on Netflix. You all have probably heard of it or probably went to go see it. Silent Hill Revelations. Oh, Andrew. Didn't that movie get bad reviews? Oh, yeah. And trust me, those bad reviews are worth it. You should listen to them. This movie is basically feeding off of the success of the first Silent Hill movie, which wasn't actually that successful because it wasn't that good either. I will give it the fact that it's entertaining, but these movies don't really follow along with the video games very much, which is sad. I just finished this movie less than 5 seconds ago and was disappointing as fuck at the ending. Because the chronological shit is so off, and it just blows my mind that they do it. Going for another sequel, except you won't believe what it is. So, basically at the start of the movie, we're introduced to our character, Shannon Heather. She has like a million names because apparently her dad has been moving her around all the time because the people of Silent Hill, a secret brotherhood, have been looking for her so they can take her, so they can use her to kill Samara. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Alyssa. Two witches. If you get my reference with Samara, The Ring, yeah. Basically, they're the same person. So, a little backstory. Alyssa was a witch, and they burned her, and then she caused the darkness to come to Silent Hill because she was mad. So, basically, we get a starting look at her and her father. Get a little backstory, a little tiny bit. My first complaint with this movie is that we don't learn that much about the characters, the lack of them that there are. There aren't that many characters in the movie that are actually there to begin with, and the ones that you do see, you don't learn much about, and you don't really care about them because they haven't established any interest with the audience. So she goes to school, and she meets a guy who wants to know about her, but she's like, I don't want to know anybody, because I'm a stupid bitch. So I'm not going to talk to anybody. And then some girl's just like, hey, did you get all your money, or did you get all your clothes at Goodwill? She's like, listen, I don't want to talk to anybody here, because I don't like any of you, so fuck off. And I'm just sitting here wondering why I'm watching this movie. It was kind of like Mean Girls at the beginning. Sorry, my throat. Anyway, so he walks her home, and she's always having nightmares and stuff. It's not really important at all. I think this was based off the third game, which, why they skipped number 2, I don't know why. Unless number 2 was the first movie, I'm so confused. I've never played the games, to be honest. I've watched some of them on YouTube, but I've never played them. I should. Anyway, so her father gets kidnapped while she's off doing whatever. I don't even remember because I don't care. And he's always warning her not to go back to Silent Hill, but apparently there's a note on the wall written in blood. Come to Silent Hill, because we always listen to notes on the wall that are scribbled in blood, with creepy symbols right next to them. Anyway, and then she's going, I think she was at the mall when he got kidnapped, and there was a little bit of stuff where some guy was like, oh, I was sent to look for you for the Brotherhood, and then he gets killed because everything turns into darkness for some reason, and it's inside of a building, and I'm telling you this because the part of it being inside of a building will make sense sooner in my rant. And so he gets murdered, and she gets blamed for it, and the cops come to her house, and they see the note on the wall, and they go like, oh, she's a murderer. You never hear about that again. Entire movie. Because she's at Silent Hill. So she goes there looking for her father, and the dude that liked her in school turns out to be part of the Brotherhood, and he says, oh, you're a good guy, I'm gonna help you out because I'm a traitor. Okay. Fine enough. Because we needed something to do. So basically, what happens is they're in a hotel room, the darkness comes inside of the room, and I'll give it this, the sets were pretty good when they actually had sets. Like, the rest of the time it was basically like really crappy CGI. Which another one of my complaints comes in. At the first transformation of darkness, when they're together, you can see the outline of where it goes from real to CGI. And basically the whole movie. Whenever the whole scenery turns CGI, you can see the outline. Like, there's a black line that you clearly can notice, and it's pathetic. The special effects are so bad. Like, you'd think... I will say this, even though I do want to save time, but there's a movie that's coming out, I think, next year, called Gravity, I think, and it's really cool, has the best special effects I've seen, and I just saw the trailer, but it has the best. I'm pretty sure George Clooney's in it, but it has the best special effects I've ever seen in my life, because it looks so real, and it's basically a movie about people in space, and it looks fucking good, but that's all I'll say about that. Back to the review. Anyway, so they go to Silent Hill, and for some reason, when they're entering Silent Hill, they have a sign that says, welcome to Silent Hill. That's CGI. What? You couldn't get a fucking sign that says, welcome to fucking Silent Hill? You don't have the time to paint that, but you can get a CGI one. I'm pretty sure it would be much cheaper if you get an actual sign, and I would appreciate it a lot more. And you see that sign later on when they're leaving, at the end, that says, you're now leaving Silent Hill. CGI. Really? Just build a fucking sign. Jesus. Anyway, so a whole bunch of shit goes down. The dude gets kidnapped by a monster, and she's left to go to Silent Hill by herself. And of course she meets the witch's mom, who says, blah, 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 shut the fuck up. That's basically what she said, because I wasn't paying attention. I was laughing. Anyway, you get a little more backstory. And then the darkness arrives. She's like, uh-oh. And the mom's like, run. I'm like, okay, wasn't the church the safe place in the beginning? No, apparently not. In the first movie it was. Anyway, so she runs and goes inside of a building. And here's where my argument comes in. The darkness doesn't go inside the building. Everything's just normal inside the building. Besides it being a crappy building, because, of course, it's never been tended in like 60 billion years. Anyway, she goes into a storage room, and of course, some jump scares. And then we meet our new monster, which is actually just a whole bunch of mannequin parts put together to look like a creepy monster. And it looked pretty cool. Like, it was a cool monster, but the CGI was crap. It looked so bland and boring. And then she escapes with somebody, and somebody gets killed, and we don't really care, because we don't even know who the fuck that person was, or why she was put in this movie. I guess just because she wanted a cameo as being an actress. It's pathetic. I know. Anyway, so she goes. Basically, I'm just gonna sum it up for you. She goes, whole bunch of really crappy jump scares and horrible 3D effects. Goes, finds some people, finds a little amulet, rips it out of a crappy looking monster's chest, gets her boyfriend, who's been put in the asylum. They go into the place where her father's being held, fight the girl, kills the witch for somehow, and then rescues her dad. It has a fight between Pyramid Head guy and the bitch that's the leader of the Black Brotherhood or whatever, turned into a monster, which I don't know why they'd be fighting, since they were both turned into the... Because all the monsters are the witch's minions, and the main girl absorbed the witch. and then made this girl, and so it makes no sense why they'd fight. They only did it because it's a big budget movie, and they thought it would help the market value. It didn't. It was a stupid, pointless fight that nobody cared about, especially me. I like monster fights, but that was crap. It was just like, I'm gonna swing my sword, I'm gonna block, I'm gonna hit you with a handle, okay. Anyway, so they escape. The dad says, I'm gonna stay behind and look for my wife. So he said, okay. So then they're walking, all the fog goes away, and they're like, oh, the ash stopped. Oh my god, Silent Hill is saved. No, it's never gonna be saved. So they walk away, and when they're walking out of Silent Hill, they get a ride from this dude in a truck, and he's like, oh, my name's Victor, whatever the fuck his name is. Probably a reference to the actual game. I don't really care. And he's just like, I don't come this way often, so you're lucky I picked you up. Where are you guys headed? They're like, anywhere. And they just drive away. And then the sequel is gonna be Silent Hill Downpour. Oh, a shitty game and a shitty movie. Can't wait. You can tell because in the beginning of Silent Hill Downpour, you're playing as a criminal and you're getting escorted into a new place, and they take a shortcut to Silent Hill, and basically shit goes down. And you can tell, because as soon as the truck gets off screen, you see a police car drive by, and then, of course, one of those prisoner-carrying buses drives by, and then the fog rolls in. And then you see the sign that says, now we're entering Silent Hill. Yeah, thank you. Now, one of the main issues with this movie from all the critics was it's so cliched. They use every single cliche in the book. And then they have this little amulet. You know what it's called? Metatron. I'm dead serious. They're like, oh, what should we name this cool amulet? Not some cool name like the Amulet of Doom or something cool like that. Like, I know that's not original, but Metatron? That sounds like a fucking Transformer. Not some amulet. This movie was bad. The acting was flawed. The special effects were shit. The writing, don't even get me started about the writing. The script was fucking awful. Just the lines were so stupid and cliche and boring and nobody even cared. The characters were not even interesting. And the whole movie was basically just trying to be good, but it wasn't. Now, if you're trying to say, Andrew, do you think you could make a better movie? Yes. I can make a million good movies. I'm not saying I could reboot the horror industry, because that's a tough job so far. And I will do a segment on redoing the horror genre another time. But for now, this wraps it up for me. Please, like, favorite, and subscribe if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want more of these videos, or you could just check back on my previous reviews, or you could just wait till next Saturday where I'll make another. Write in the comments in the blocks below if you have suggestions for me, because I don't know many crappy movies, so I just sit all day and just look at movies, hoping I'll find a shitty one. So please, in the comments, please tell me some shitty movies, and make sure you don't put any okay movies, because I'm looking for the worst of the bunch. Now, next week I will be doing another video, of course, but I don't know what that will be yet. I'm thinking, somebody gave me the suggestion of doing Highlander. I've never seen it, so I'll watch it, and if it's good, or okay in the least, then I will do Birdemic. Now, I'd like to say goodbye, and this is Happy Gamer, and I will see you next week.